What's up guys, David Falla here. Welcome to my channel and welcome to another video. On today's video, we are going to be doing a very summer friendly haircut for kids. It looks super cool and it's perfect for the summer just because it has a lot of texture, a lot of movement. It's super easy to style. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to create a Mohawk section or a profile section. That means that we're going to separate the top into three parts. The guide right in the middle, that's going to be our main guide. The way we're going to cut the top, we're going to create something a little bit more round just because I want a lot of movement, and so I don't want to create corners because corners will stop the movement. So I want to create a lot of movement. So with how you can see, I'm going with the shape of the head, so I'm pulling the hair 90 degrees from the head, and this is going to create that movement that I'm looking for, just because round shapes will always give you movement. Okay, so just keep that in mind. When you layer in hair, you want a lot of movement. You're always going to be thinking of round layers. So now we are going to use that guide that I have in the middle. We're going to take horizontal sections, and then we're going to cut the top. We're pulling everything completely up and cutting it the length that we are choosing to keep, right? So now we're going to dry the hair. In this case, so you can see I'm drying it with my hands just because I want that movement, and I'm using a diffuser just to kind of help me kind of like towel dry it, like air dry type of look. That's what we're looking for. So now we're going to use a number 3 with the lever open, and we're going to connect the number 3 to my scissor work on top. Okay, how high you go is going to depend on what you're trying to achieve. In this case, I'm going straight up, so I'm not going following the head. I'm actually going just straight up because I want to create some and keep some of that weight on the sides. So all we're going to do with this fade, we're going to down fade. That means that we're going to start from our highest guard, in this case a 3, and we're going to go all the way down to a 1 because that's when I want the fade to end up on number 1. Why I'm doing a down fade? Just because when I cut kids, I usually down fade. I try not to create guides just because kids move a lot, they're very impatient. So if you create guides, you might have a problem removing those guides after. So that's why I can just down fade everything. So pretty much what it is that I go with a number 3 first, and then with a number 2 I'm gonna go not as high as I did with number 3, and then now I'm using a number 1.5, and then I'm going to do exactly the same. I won't go as high as number 2, but we'll continue going all the way down to number 1. And you can see I haven't created any guides, but you can start seeing how the fade is coming up. Here we are continuing the down fading technique that we're using. I feel this is a lot easier and quicker to do a fade when you don't have to create guides, you don't have to create lines. Makes it a lot quicker, believe me, and that's what I do with every kid that I cut. I usually down fade all their haircuts just because, how I said, I don't want them to get desperate and they start moving, they make my life harder, right? So in this case, I already closed down the lever and I'm removing all the hair from the bottom that I won't be using, and this literally took me probably like 5 minutes to do that part of the fade. So if you are cutting kids, you need to cut, or anybody that you need to cut them quick, I will highly recommend you to look into the down fading technique without creating any guides. This is definitely going to help you moving quicker, like kind of like do your job a lot quicker, and you're always going to have extra time to detail the haircut if you need to. So that's the good thing about doing some of these steps very, very fast. For the shape, I'm trying to keep everything kind of natural. I mean, obviously I'm creating a fade line, so I'm pushing it back a little bit, but not too much. I'm keeping the sideburn square. The back is going to be round. I think it looks nicer on kids. Very simple to maintain as well, and it kind of grows kind of like more natural in my opinion. The sides as well, I'm not going to shape up the front. I'm just kind of finishing my shape up where the sideburns are, and to create the arch behind the ear, I'm kind of using like a clockwise like movement, so like a clock, think about it like a clock. So I'm going from like 10 to 12 and then from 2 to 12, right? That's how I create my line. Same thing with the sides. I just try to create a straight line. Some people you're gonna have to push it back a little bit more depending on the neck. In this case, I say he's a kid, so we're keeping it fairly natural. Okay, now that I'm done with the top, I'm just applying a little bit of hairspray. This is actually one of the easiest ways to style kids' hair. If you're going for that kind of like matte finish, very kind of like air dry texture, very modern look, this will be the best way to go about it because it's super quick and kids usually will stay still for the hairspray. So that's it, guys. That's the video. This haircut came out super nice. It looks super great, super easy to style. You just kind of mess it up and kind of let it air dry. And that's it, guys. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like it, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.